New York City, morning of November 11, 2006. The clock struck 6:15 when Donna Cobb, 38 years old, called the emergency 911 hotline from her apartment in Harlem. Her voice was urgent, panicked. "My husband needs an ambulance," Donna told the dispatcher. As a nursing assistant at Harlem Hospital Center, Donna understood the severity of the situation. She gasped for breath, trying to explain. "I fought with my husband, Kevin Cobb, 39 years old. I hit him with something. I don't know if he's breathing. His heart is still beating, but I call him and he's not responding." The dispatcher asked, "What did you hit him with?" Donna hesitated for a moment before replying, "A small elephant, a ceramic elephant." What seemed like a harmless blow had left Kevin motionless on the floor, setting off an investigation filled with surprises and untold secrets. As the ambulance raced to the scene, Donna, relying on her medical training, did everything she could to help Kevin. She knelt beside him, desperately trying to maintain his breathing. When the EMTs finally arrived, they quickly took over CPR from Donna and immediately used a defibrillator. Flashing lights reflected off the walls as they lifted Kevin onto the stretcher, rushing him down the stairs to the ambulance. No one could be sure if he would survive. Amid the blaring sirens echoing through the cold morning air, the police turned to Donna for answers. But as they looked at her, they realized she wasn't much better off than her husband. Donna trembled, her gaze empty, as if she had just endured a never-ending nightmare. Donna Brown was born in 1968 in Georgia, but her heart always belonged to Harlem, where she considered her true home. As a teenager, Donna possessed striking beauty, drawing attention wherever she went. However, her life took an unexpected turn in her final year of high school when she discovered she was pregnant. After giving birth, Donna refused to let it hinder her future. Determined to succeed, she enrolled in the Advanced Vocational Academy. Shortly after graduating, she began working as a certified nursing assistant. Hardworking, dedicated, and always full of energy, Donna not only earned the respect of her colleagues but also became a beloved figure among patients. Yet, despite her success at work, her personal life was plagued with bad relationships. By 1992, at the age of 23, Donna was already a single mother of 4, bearing the full responsibility of raising them with pride. It was during this time, when she was solely focused on her family and career, that Kevin Cobb, a 24-year-old man, stepped into her life, determined to win her attention at all costs. Kevin Cobb, a young man from the Bronx, first met Donna in 1992 while standing on a street corner in Harlem. That day, Donna was rushing to pick up her daughter, but Kevin wasn't about to let the opportunity slip away. He tried to strike up a conversation, even though Donna, a busy mother of 4, clearly had no time to stop. However, Kevin's persistence was undeniable. He followed her for 10 blocks, chatting nonstop, and in the end, he won her over. Kevin gave his heart entirely to Donna, and his love made her more willing to embrace the relationship. A year later, in 1993, Kevin moved in with Donna. But from there, harsh reality began to set in. Kevin was unemployed, meaning Donna had to shoulder the financial burden for the entire family alone. In 1998, they welcomed a set of twins, the embodiment of their love. At this point, their small home became more cramped than ever with 6 children. Donna, with a modest salary as a nursing assistant, struggled to provide for the whole family. She hoped Kevin would help by spending time with the children or assisting with their schoolwork. But instead, he was often out all night and slept through the day. A creeping sense of unease began to settle in Donna, and she started to suspect Kevin was involved with drugs. Her fears were soon confirmed. One afternoon, Donna found undeniable evidence. When she confronted Kevin, he tried to justify himself, promising to quit and find a job to support the family. But these were empty words. His addiction worsened, and by 2001, Kevin was arrested and sentenced to 2 years in prison for drug use. At first, Donna felt relieved that Kevin was out of her life, but distance didn't cool their feelings for each other. From behind bars, Kevin kept in touch with her, and once again, Donna couldn't let go. By 2003, shortly after his release, They decided to get married, believing it would be a fresh start for both of them. Life seemed to be on the right track until tragedy struck. New York City, early morning of November 11, 2006. At 6:30 am on a Saturday, ambulance sirens wailed through the streets of Harlem as NYPD officers and paramedics rushed to a small apartment. Inside, Donna Cobb was in a state of panic, kneeling over her unconscious husband, Kevin, who lay on the floor with a severe chest wound, blood pooling around him. As paramedics took over CPR, police pulled Donna aside to understand what had happened. She stammered, her voice choked with fear. According to Donna's statement that morning, she had been sleeping in her daughter's bed when Kevin suddenly attacked her. He jumped on me. I panicked and ran to the living room, but he chased me, pinned me down, stomped on me, and strangled me until I couldn't breathe. In a desperate struggle, Donna grabbed the first thing within reach, a porcelain elephant statue, and struck Kevin hard on the head. For a brief moment, she managed to turn the tables, but as Kevin collapsed, motionless, blood quickly seeped through his shirt. The police were skeptical of Donna's story. There were no witnesses to back up her claims. Only she and Kevin had been in that room. So far, all they had to go on was Donna's version of events. But why would Kevin try to kill her? How had a couple that reconciled after prison taken such a terrible turn? Donna told the police that in the early years, after Kevin was released from prison in 2003, he had genuinely changed. He spent time with the family, went to church, and tried to be a good husband and father. But that peace only lasted 2 years. After that, Kevin relapsed, and this time, things got worse. Donna claimed that the amount of drugs he used was more than before, and with that came terrifying paranoia. He began suspecting her of infidelity, even though Donna insisted there was no one else. But no matter how much she tried to explain, Kevin refused to believe her. His addiction deepened, and with it came his jealous rage. Kevin started controlling me, Donna said, and his jealousy often ended in violence. But if Kevin was truly abusing her, why didn't Donna leave? The police asked this question, and her answer left them in silence. I stayed for the children, she said. Donna endured the abuse, hid the bruises, and tolerated the fights just to keep the family together. And then, that night happened. Donna recounted that the night before, they had thrown a birthday party for Kevin's cousin. The children were sent to spend the night with relatives, and at first the party was enjoyable. But soon after, a fight broke out between Kevin's cousin and his brother. When it was over, Kevin was the one who had lost. Angry and humiliated, he kicked everyone out and then left, seemingly to find drugs. Donna didn't know where he had been all night. She slept in her daughter's bed and only woke up when Kevin returned around 6 a.m. He had been drinking. Before she could react, Kevin's fury exploded. He jumped on me, hit me, and strangled me. When the police examined her face and neck, they found visible scratches and bruises, as if her story was true. But then, the investigation took a shocking turn when they searched the apartment. The discovery made them question everything. Why hadn't Donna mentioned stabbing Kevin? By late morning on November 11, 2006, Donna Cobb, 38, sat in the interrogation room of the police station. The officers informed her that Kevin had died. Despite everything she had just told them about the abuse she had suffered at the hands of her late husband, she was still in shock and disbelief at the news. But Kevin's death wasn't the only thing that left Donna horrified. The police were beginning to suspect her. While investigating Kevin's background, they confirmed that he had served time for drug offenses, but there was no record of him ever being violent. What was even more alarming was that when investigators searched the couple's apartment, they found signs that someone had attempted to clean up the crime scene. But the most shocking discovery was a small yet haunting object, a simple butter knife covered in blood. Donna had never mentioned stabbing Kevin. When confronted with the evidence, she denied trying to clean the scene. But the police knew one thing for certain: blood had been wiped away. Someone had tried to hide something. And then finally Donna admitted that she had stabbed Kevin. Now, with Kevin dead, all the police had was Donna's account of what really happened on that fateful morning. When Kevin returned home at around 6 a.m. that morning, the children were not home. He lost control. Kevin punched Donna and pulled her hair. After a struggle, she managed to break free from his grip, but she only made it as far as the living room. Kevin quickly caught up and tackled her to the ground. In a panic, Donna tried to turn over and grabbed a porcelain elephant figurine from the floor. She smashed it against Kevin's face, causing him to stumble for a brief moment, just enough time for her to escape again. But only seconds later, Kevin caught her once more in the bedroom. He beat her relentlessly, then tried to strangle her until she couldn't breathe. In a desperate moment, fighting for her life, Donna frantically searched for anything that could help her defend herself. Her hand landed on a knife. Without thinking, she plunged it into Kevin's chest. As she freed herself from his grip and saw the blood pouring out, Donna realized how badly Kevin was wounded. She immediately called 911 and tried to administer first aid. But when the paramedics arrived on the scene, along with the police, Donna lied. She didn't mention the knife. And it was this dishonesty that put the police in a difficult position. Was anything, Donna said, actually true? When someone is caught lying, all of their statements become questionable. In the end, after finishing their interrogation, the police calmly placed Donna in handcuffs. She was charged with second-degree murder, and for a mother of 6, this charge could mean an incredibly harsh sentence. In 2010, nearly 4 years had passed since Donna Cobb admitted to stabbing her husband Kevin. Yet, she still had not had her day in court. The New York District Attorney's Office did not seem in a hurry to prosecute the 42-year-old mother who was raising 6 children alone. On the other hand, the victim, Kevin, was a drug addict, a former convict, and had a history of doing truly terrible things. But that did not mean the prosecution was planning to drop the case. From the day she was arrested on a second-degree murder charge, Donna had lived in limbo for 4 years. And the biggest nightmare she faced was that if convicted, she could be sentenced to life in prison. On September 27, the trial of Donna Cobb officially began. Prosecutors argued that Donna was not a victim of domestic abuse as she claimed. They asserted that most of her allegations about Kevin abusing her were fabricated after the fact to cover up the truth about what she had done. According to Donna's initial statement to the police, she had stabbed Kevin with the knife while he was on top of her. However, when the medical examiner was called to testify, he stated that the autopsy results told a completely different story. Evidence showed that the blade had penetrated Kevin's chest about 3 inches deep, a wound that could not have been caused by a weak thrust. Notably, it was only a butter knife, meaning it would have required significant force to cut through like that. To further support this argument, the prosecution called a crime scene investigator. He pointed out that, contrary to Donna's claims, the blood pattern on the bed indicated that Kevin had not been on top of her when he was stabbed. In fact, he believed Donna had stabbed Kevin while he was lying on his back in bed, possibly while he was asleep. If this evidence was not compelling enough, the prosecution presented another shocking detail. Donna had not called 911 immediately. According to phone records, the first person Donna contacted while her husband was bleeding on the floor was not emergency services, it was her mother. It took another 13 minutes before Donna finally dialed 911, an amount of time that could have made the difference between life and death. When defending herself, Donna firmly denied attacking Kevin while he was asleep. She insisted she had not been standing over him when she stabbed him. However, she also had to admit that she had called her mother before calling emergency services. According to Donna's testimony, the reason she didn't call 911 immediately was that she didn't believe Kevin's life was in danger. After all, the wound had been inflicted with a butter knife. But when she saw that Kevin was still bleeding, she decided to get her phone to call for help. However, Donna testified that Kevin stopped her, urging her not to call. She also admitted to lying to the police out of fear. During the trial, Some of Donna's 6 children testified that Kevin frequently beat her. However, the question remained, was that enough to prove that Donna had acted in self-defense? Prosecutors quickly reminded the jury that at the time Kevin was stabbed, no one else was in the apartment to witness what had actually happened. On October 12, 2010, after nearly 4 years of waiting, Donna Cobb sat in a Manhattan courtroom listening to the jury's decision. After just 2 hours of deliberation, the jury delivered their final verdict. Donna Cobb was not guilty on all charges. The court concluded that Donna had acted reasonably to protect herself from the threat of being killed. As the verdict was announced, Donna and her children broke down in tears of joy. Her friends and supporters were also overjoyed with the outcome.